Hello, Star Wars and unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I am wrapping up my organizing of the collection. I have pretty much completed it for the most part. I'm just wrapping up a few things on the computer here, and a couple of things I wanted to share with you. But you know what? I thought, it's such a nice day. We have a kind of a warm spell right now. And I thought, I don't want to go down into the dark, stuffy basement, even though that's where the Star Wars stuff is. So I thought I would share some of this with you out here in on my lovely porch here. So anyway, I finally managed to get through all of the figures that both loose and carded, and any vehicles that included figures, any play sets that included figures, and I've managed to get pretty much all of it kind of cataloged. And I did my own method because the fact of the matter is, guys, that you can do it any way you want. It's your way, however you want to do it. But I've come to a lot of realization with it, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that right now. And that is that, some would say I'm suffering from collector burnout. I don't know if I would say that. I'd say it was more a collector's epiphany, okay? And just to give you a little background, all right? First of all, I want to point out my cool shirt. If you're interested in this is another original design by Karina Magalia, who is my daughter and also gifted artist and designer. And this is essentially the what if scenario of a Scarif 3-pack of figures, which I love. So it's available on TeePublic. Check out my storefront. Link is in the description. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So when I first began collecting as an adult, collecting was, for Star Wars, was kind of in the back burner. There wasn't much out there. This was in the early 90s. And all I was really doing was, there was an antique store in my town, and there was the woman who owned the whole antique store. There's a whole bunch of vendors in there, but she herself was also a vendor, and she had a whole ton of Star Wars collectibles and different things. And I just walked in and was just blown away by how much amazing Star Wars items she had. And I would go in with my money from working my jobs or whatever, and I would buy one thing here, buy one thing there, and I managed to kind of finish off a lot of the collection. But it was a lot of peripheral stuff. It wasn't really toys. It was a couple of toys, but it was really more like I don't even know, cups and saucers and bowls and ceramics and just different types of collectibles. And I collected those, and I'd box them up and put them away. And fast forward a few years, and I'm married, and I have a little we turned a garage into a little playroom for our daughter. And at this time, I had all my boxes of my vintage collection, loose figures and play sets and toys. But then they started coming out with more stuff. This was 94, 95. They started coming out with the Power of the Force 2 and Power of the Jedi eventually. Then episode 1 came out. So there was a lot of cool stuff that they were doing. So I started collecting them. But, in my mind, it was like, oh, I have to finish this collection of get these 8 figures, or get these 10 figures, or get these 12 figures. And, and then you couple that with new movies and fast food premiums and glasses and pizza boxes and, just peripheral paperwork and, magazine articles and all, when episode 1 came out, every magazine had a great episode 1 issue, so it was just the hype was crazy, and I just kept taking in stuff whenever I could. And sooner or later I start looking at realizing that we had moved in. At that point we had moved into another, like a townhouse, and there was a full-size basement that I used. I'd filled it completely with Star Wars stuff, and then we moved again, and another basement, that's where we are here, and I ended up filling that up. And then it got to me when I was more recently with the Black Series and things of that nature, and then with the sequel trilogy, that I started realizing that, man, there have been a lot of series. There have been a lot of different series of Star Wars figures. And it seemed like of all the stuff that I've collected, that's been the thing that always stuck with me the most. I loved the action figures. I guess it has something to do with the fact that it helps you as a child when you can act out the story or make your own adventures, and you have all the characters kind of lined up. I don't know. I'm sure there's some psychological reason for that. But when it came to all the other stuff, I started realizing that there's just so much here. There's just so much. So I have decided to purge some of the collection, as I've mentioned. I've created, right now I'm up to about 7 boxes, filled, big, huge boxes, filled with a lot of stuff. I am going to focus mainly on, this is not a small amount, it's figures and toys, okay? Both vintage and, you know, from vintage years all the way up to now. What else? Galaxy's Edge at Disney World. They have a couple of items that they release, and I'm not getting them all. I just pick and choose some cool stuff that they have there. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, maybe ornaments. Okay, ornaments for Christmas tree ornaments, because I have a family member that runs a Hallmark store, so I can always get them less expensively. So that's pretty much it. I think just about everything else that is in the collection will eventually find itself getting sold off over the course of the next decade or so. I'm not in any rush to do it, but that's really my plan. I'm not upset about it. I'm really not. I'm not upset that I did it. I don't think it was a waste of time. I loved collecting. And there are some things that I still have a sentimental attachment to. And there are some things that I'll probably still collect on an unusual sense. I like custom action figures. I think, you know, reproductions of unreleased figures, I think those are fun. So I'll probably dance around a few other things. But eventually, there will come a time when, you know, I'm going to have to start selling. You know, if we do decide to move, I'm going to have to sell off most of it. So, you know, I'm starting to get that going, and I'll be putting that out there. So if you're interested in anything, let me know. If you've seen gone through passing, I can tell you. I'm also keeping the Gentle Giant jumbo figures and the Sideshow and Hot Toys. Those I'm going to hold on to for a little bit. All right, but let's take a look. What I want to do is kind of show you what I've been doing with our, you know, with my little checklist here. So let me bring this around here. So as you can see here, I mean, you know, I just have a basic table here, okay? And you'll see a lot of these are, you know, you might wonder what the red is, but if I go closer to the front here, so you can see, you know, we've got the name of it, Saga Collection, the year, the name of the figure, if it came with an accessory like a stand, a little picture of it, you know, and I can always, thanks to my, you know, my touch screen, I can bring it up if I want to get a closer look. And then if I own it, is it loose? Or is it mint on the card, like our MOC, as an example, like the Kittik Kak. Some of these names are hysterical. All right, and that's kind of where I start things with. And I also have columns here on the right that I'm holding in case I do decide to sell. I'll keep track of what I sold them for. Okay, and anything that's loose, sometimes I have little notes like loose on barge. You know, I have this the HasLab Jabba sail barge. I put a lot of figures on that, even though these guys probably don't belong on there, but I wanted to get as many aliens on there as I could. So that's what I did. And as I mentioned that in earlier episodes. Now I want to point out the red. What does the red mean? Red simply means I don't have it. Okay, it marks that these are some things that are not in the collection. I may even end up deleting them, because I'm not 100% sure at this point if I wish to keep that, you know, noted in case I want to ever try to acquire it. I actually don't see that happening. I think that right now I've been totally overwhelmed by how many figures have come out, and I kind of have this desire to really just kind of have one of every character, you know. I mean, you know, and I know that there's a ton of Lukes and a ton of Hans and a ton of Leias, but I mean, if I can have one of every character, I think I'd be totally down with that. And that's one thing I like about the vintage collection. And let me move over to this one. So this is like this is kind of another list that I worked on, and you can see here that it's set up in 5 columns, and it really just is the figure name. And if I have it if I have it loose, I highlight it in blue. If I have it, you know, on the card, I highlighted it in whatever the color that is. Oop. Except this is what happens. It doesn't auto save right now because it's such a huge document. This is like well over a gig. And then I did put some things up here about repaints. Not that I kept that going too much because it got a little bit overwhelming. And repack, same thing. Okay, and as you can see, it goes through. Now, a lot of these are kind of getting out of whack as I move on. This is where I left off. What I'm doing is I'm transferring. See how neat this is? And then it gets a little bit crazy down here. I've transferred all this information to the other thing. Okay, and right now, I guess I'm up to, where am I? Well, I want to point out, I'm going to talk for you in a few moments about the Saga Legends or more importantly, the 30th Anniversary Collection. Okay, because these are actually coin figures, and a lot of them are loose, but I did something kind of fun that I was allowed to do that I want to share with you in a moment. So right now, I've gone through most of the 30th Anniversary Collection, and that's where I'm done. Now, as I said, I've cataloged it here. All right, this is cataloged. If I keep going here, you'll see it. Oh. Let's see if I can do this without knocking over the camera. If I bring it all the way down here. Now we're already down to the. This is 117 pages. Now we're in the vintage collection. To me, the vintage collection is as I've mentioned, it's the definitive collection, and that's what I'm kind of going by. So I think that I will eventually start even losing the action figures, the loose figures, and the figures. And the reason I say that is because if that figure exists here, then I don't need it anywhere else. Now, I will say that some figures did include some pretty cool play features, or they included other special things that I liked. So we'll see. But right now, this I'm calling the definitive collection. Okay, and then after this, if I keep going, you have the black, more black, and then we go in the black series. Okay, the 6-inch, and then beyond that, you can see here we're starting to get into figures that are new. These are ones that have just come out, and then we start dealing with Star Tours, and these are all the Disney figures, at least the mass-produced Disney figures. Okay, so kind of fun, excited about it, and I'm looking forward to, to continuing to hone it down and see what I have and what I don't have. And I'm not really doing this so I can. Try to acquire everything here, but more to just know what I have, what I don't have, and leave it at that. Okay, so this is the other thing I wanted to show you. So all the 30th Anniversary Collection, they came out with this beautiful album for the coins. The 30th Anniversary figures all came with coins. Now, they weren't the only ones to come with coins. The Saga Legends right before that had coins. There were a lot of different coins, and there were some special exclusive coins, that kind of thing. It's a throwback to the Power of the Force from 1985 that each included these kind of metallic coins. So pretty cool stuff, really exciting. And I love that they did this. This came with a Darth Vader figure, which was number 1. The figure was 001, and it came with a coin. So when you open it up, first of all, look at that awesome art, right? You got it's basically a really cool kind of combination of all the characters. If you move it here we have Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. There's Episode 1. If I flip it on the back, there's Episode 3. Remember, this just takes place during the prequel time. So when we thought that was the definitive. And then I slide this. I've got to move my computer back a little bit here. Okay. Slide it over. Boom. Look at all the beautiful coins. Look at them all. Aren't they great? Now, these are in order. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. But you can see each one has a nice little imagery. Okay. I don't know if I can get one out of here. They're kind of hard to get out. There we go. On the back, this one actually has just the Jedi the Jedi symbol, and it actually has the year 1977, 2002, and Revenge of the Sith. Although I don't know why it would be 2002. Oh, I think no. Oh, unless it's no, it should be Revenge. Maybe it's 2005. That's I think. What does it say? 2002. Oh no, wrong way. 2007. Ha ha. That was the year this came out. So, all right. So you can put. So this is the order. Now what I don't see on the coin is. Oh yes, I do. See, that's got the number 05. All right. So each one of these 06, 07, 08. Okay, and then now. This was really helpful when I was trying to figure out when I was trying to figure out whether I had the figure or not, because when I didn't see a coin, I had to double check. But I do have pretty much all of these figures. These, like number 9, number 15, number 37, they are all still carded, and I never took the coin out. So you can see here, we go through this, the different characters, Darth Maul, or Mace Windu, sorry. Mace Windu, how did I mix those two up? There's a Vader. There's Biggs, Death Star Gunner. This really helped me figure it out. Now, I do have a Boba Fett one over here. This one is actually the gold one. I do have the silver one, I believe, too. The animation debut. Or, you know what? No, I don't have the silver one, I think. But the gold one was a kind of a later release, like a repack. So, the gold coin kind of counts. Then, continues on all the way to number 60. These are some of those Ralph McQuarrie. Here's a Ralph McQuarrie concept. And yes, again, number 60 is still carded. Now, what happened? Now you think I'm done. Oh, but contraire. No, there are more. There are more to put in here. Now, this is actually these are special coins. This is an episode 3 coin. Okay, I think it came with an episode 3 DVD commentary or DVD commemorative set. And then here's a gold version of the concept Chewbacca. Here is episode 1. This one looks like, 30th anniversary Star Wars Celebration 4. I think this is like a complimentary one they were giving out. So, and I do have a few more. In fact, I was actually thinking about putting some of my vintage ones from the Power of the Force line in 85 in the rest of this to kind of keep them. Right now, they're just kind of held in a tin. So, and this is kind of cool. They talk about a little history of Kenner and Hasbro Star Wars figures up until 2007. So it's a nice little thing. So this is a really great find. I'm pretty sure you can still find this with the Vader figure for not too much money. Okay, so as you can see, the collection is cataloged, and I really appreciate everyone taking a chance to look at it. I know, when you look at, I've joined a lot of Facebook groups over the last few months on people's different collections, and I have to say I'm immensely impressed with the quality of display cabinetry and lighting that different collectors have done, and I do appreciate that. I do intend to someday do that's one reason why I want to reduce the collection, because I just want to kind of set it up to pick and choose the creme de la creme of the collection, and that's why I am collecting the vintage line of the vintage collection figures, and I'm actually happy with them not overdoing what's coming next, because I really do appreciate them kind of sticking to that as a thing. I do miss, like I said, I'm sorry that more figures weren't released for Rise of Skywalker in a Rise of Skywalker line, but I also understand why they did that. I understand, the play patterns and purchasing patterns for children are changing over the years. I get all that. So I understand it, but it has kind of forced me, going through the collection has forced me to kind of rethink it, what I want to do, how I want to do it. And, I'm still going to, take part in lots of things. There'll still be plenty of unboxings, although you will see probably a gradual shift to more about partial unboxing and partial, care for the collection, restoring toys, things of that nature. Just because I want to, it comes down to a very simple thing. I can't buy every single thing that comes out. I just can't anymore. It's too much. And, I've done that for a while and it's fine, but now I want to move on to, to do a less is more and quality over quantity. So, all right, so that'll do it for today's episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. Thank you so much for watching, and like, subscribe, hit the notification button, do all this wonderful stuff. There is a trip to Disney, Walt Disney World, in the future, very soon. I'm hoping very much to not only get some footage of Galaxy's Edge, but maybe even get a live stream going. If I can get that announced ahead of time, I will let you know. And if not, I'll at least get some stuff on a video so we can kind of see how things are looking there now as the pandemic is slowly starting to lift and things are getting better around here. So we'll see what happens. But until then, check me out every Sunday and Wednesday, new episodes, and check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing page on Facebook, and leave a comment, guys. Ask me questions. Let me know what your thoughts are on stuff. There's been a few people that have been faithful commenters every week, and I appreciate that. So the rest of you, join in the conversation. Until next time, folks. May the Force and the toys and the coins be with you.